Queensland hasn't refereed a game here since early in the Super League season of 1997. Bill Harrigan in charge. The Sharks taking the kick-off, putting the ball into play. And as North Queensland bring it back on the first charge, that's Brett Hetherington bringing it out. Let's check conditions at ground level. Good evening, Brett Kenny.
Good evening, John. It's a beautiful night here in North Queensland. The ground itself is in perfect order. Great atmosphere, as always, up here at Dairy Farmers Stadium. I think we're going to be in for a very exciting game of rugby league.
John Doyle tackled just 10 metres on his own side of halfway. John Buttigieg, having played the ball, a player who must surely have been in state of origin contention, as this kick is going to be too long by North Queensland. It'll come back out to the 20 for the restart. Yes, when Martin Lang was in some doubt to be passed medically fit for the state of origin, I'm sure John Buttigieg's name was in the selectors' minds. He'll be looking for another big one here tonight. First chance for the Sharks to attack, and Sean Ryan, just outside his own 30, is where he'll play the ball. Now the turn of Tim Madison. Getting just over the halfway mark. Priester plays it. This has been a good set by the Sharks. Andrew Pearce is 11 metres inside North Queensland territory, and on the last, Healy gets his kick away. Now, he was put over after he kicked the ball. Touch judges didn't make any report, and Bill Harrigan said play on. So the chance for North Queensland is Brian Jellick, just outside his own 30. Jellick. Now onto the short side to Paul Bowman. Cronulla were waiting for it. Sam Eismunger went in to make the tackle on his opposite, number 12. Buttigieg caught fairly high by Russell Richardson. There was no damage done in the tackle. The referee let it play on. Fair enough. This kick has come off a Cronulla player, not played at intentionally, so the tackle count hasn't restarted, and they're on the last now, the Cowboys. Peter Jones. His kick allowed simply to go over the touch line by Colin Best, and finds touch 30 metres out from Cronulla's line.
Cronulla deciding to run the football, doing very well. One area that North Queensland are going to have to guard very closely is the ruck. The speed of the play the ball from the Sharks so far this season has been absolutely brilliant. But if North Queensland are lax in that area, they may find themselves chasing for a fair part of this match.
Scrum won by Cronulla, just outside their own 20. Tim Madison pushing his way through the middle of the ruck. Peter Jones in to make the tackle with the aid of Scott Prince. Now they elect to go wide. Sean Ryan able to get it away to E.T. and then away to Colin Best. Best looking for support back on the inside. They do well. Cronulla get it up to the 20-metre mark of North Queensland, and that's where the ball will be played. Good attack by the Sharks. Now in the hands of Healy. Healy's pass to Blaine Stanley. Stanley gives it away to Andrew Pearce. Now given to Brett Howland, and Howland is swamped by the Cowboys' defence. In behind the line to Blaine Stanley. Stanley using the high kick, which is going to be too deep, sails over the dead ball line. North Queensland back out to the 20 for the restart.
And some may read that, John, as just a bad kick, but one thing we've got to point out, there is quite a stiff breeze in the north today, and it's continued this evening. It's a little bit difficult to read it at ground level, but once that ball gets into the air, the ball can move anywhere.
Peter Jones. 42 out from his own line, and this is Hetherington. Now Buttigieg. Noel Goldthorpe. Thought about passing, then elected to kick, noting that there was just a gap between Colin Best and David Peachey. Tackle was made. Certainly wasn't high. The tackle was up around the shoulders. The tackle coming from Kyle Warren. Here comes the tackle by Warren.
You're in front of the line, you come back.
wasn't penalised, but this time Bill Harrigan does give a penalty for North Queensland being offside. Interesting with Harrigan, of course, he has tried to make an effort in most games to give the least amount of penalties possible. This year he's averaging 9 penalties per game.
Well, it's an area that received a little bit of criticism of via the first State of Origin match, that he allowed the teams too close all night long, but I think he's commonly regarded by the vast majority of the players as the guy that's the best referee to play under. They can play football without having to hear the whistle too often.
So the Sharks in possession and 25 metres out from the line. Sam Eismunger gets inside the 20 where he'll play it. Treaster unloads his pass. Now away to Healy. Healy floating it wide to Graham. Graham then on to Sean Ryan, who's put to ground. Again in a tackle that was high, but the referee says play on. Eddingshausen away to Peachy. Always so dangerous. Now with Eddingshausen. Then wide to Russell Richardson and on to Howland. Howland gets the pass away. Richardson picks it up. Struggling towards the line. Richardson only a couple of metres short. Treaster away through Healy. They're still only 11 metres out from the line. Play on, given by Nick Graham. Wide again to David Peachy. Peachy getting his pass back on the inside to Sean Ryan. Still only a few metres from the line. David Peachy into dummy half. Runs himself, stabs it into the in goal. Knocked dead by North Queensland.
And good desperation defence shown by the Cowboys. A huge rap has got to go to Noel Goldthorpe, the skipper of the evening. He was the man that refused to play on the 5th tackle when a try looked almost certain. Peachy running the ball to the right-hand side, chopped it down just half a metre from the line. You can just see that the speed of the way the game's being played at the moment. There's the pass that went back inside. Goldthorpe around the legs, around about a metre out that stopped it. The speed of the game so far has been 100 kilometres an hour. North Queensland are going to have to make sure they control this a bit better.
So Brett Howland on the kick return. Played by Nick Graham. Now away through Peachy. This is Tim Madison. That's the North Queensland 20-metre line. In shot. Treaster in to be the dummy half. Healy reverses it. Back to Blaine Stanley. Switched inside to David Peachy. Graham again to Richardson. Nandruku with a good ball and all thumping tackle. One that had to be made too, let me tell you, by Noah Nandruku. Healy away again to Peachy. Put to ground by Hetherington. Last coming up. Ducking through the middle goes Stanley. Dived on by Nandruku. Brian Jellick, 10 metres out from his own line. And the possession at the moment going so heavily in favour of the Sharks. North Queensland just finding it hard to move from their own territory. Deep in their own territory. Buttigig's pass has gone backwards, no knock on. This is the last for the Cowboys. Kick got away by Goldthorpe. Fielded by David Peachy. Peachy's one of those runners, Wally, that the defence seems to lay off him because he just seems to lope back, but the defence not quite sure where he's going to run, and they tend to wait for him to run, and often can pay the consequences for doing so, because when he steps on the accelerator, he's got that brilliant change of speed and a great step. He can fool you so easily. Andrew Pearce on the North Queensland 30. Madison lining up to take it forward. Healy. Now through Stanley. Switched on the inside to Sean Ryan. Again has David Peachy with him. This time he is spotted. Last coming up for Cronulla. Healy. Long pass to Treaster. Put down by Eismunger. Picked up by Jelling.